down of the entire system, making a demand that actually gives power to you to decide who is going to be what via your election, if there is going to be any. So I'm talking about the fake 1999 constitution that they kept, they kept patching and patching, editing, erasing, what have you, clearing up and all that. Trash that nonsense. When people can indeed actually like write their own constitution, the real people's one, right? Where people can determine if, or the type of governance they want, the type of elections they want, including your electoral act, the one that conducts your own elections. So when you have none of this, you have a rigged system where all you need to do is just participate. After participating, they will tell you to go to court, even though you have an idea what it's going to be like, what it is going to be like when you go to that court. So why subject yourself into all of this, right? Why? This is kind of the question I will ask myself. Why subject yourself subject yourself to something that is so rigged that it is so obvious that it's rigged against you, but somehow they are telling you that all it takes is for some guys to come together and see if they can intimidate Tifnumbu. You want to intimidate a drug lord, a drug baron, a drug dealer, who is also a drug addict as well. So good luck with that. In this last test, in his last interview, he also had this to say.
Who's watching you now can see that. You have said that you have no intention of leaving the APC, but you wanted it to change. I mean, and you're not seeing any signs of that change.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I didn't say I have no intention of leaving the APC. I said that APC is my party. I founded it.
Well, you did say that you didn't intend to leave. You said when you leave, at that time, you will retire. Yeah, and that's it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't join any of it.
At that time, yes. But now, I'm not leaving the APC, Charles. The APC has left me. We founded that party based on certain values. The party has left, okay? I am stranded. I'm standing. The APC is there. I'm here. So, to be very accurate, I'm not leaving the APC. The APC has already left me.
Right. Having left you,
yes.
What happens next?
Well, I'm not ready to retire from politics.
Right. So you're shopping around.
So sooner or later, I may have to find another platform to pursue those progressive values that I believe in. If I can't find them in the APC, I hope that the APC will meet and correct its journey, and then maybe some of us can look at it again. But for now, there are many of us that cannot recognize the party. It is not what we worked hard to create.
And all this has nothing to do with your own personal ambition, political ambition. Because, I mean, to be a politician, you've got to have an ambition, don't you?
No, you don't need to have an ambition.
I mean, a politician like yourself, I mean, you've had several ambitions.
No.
And you've fulfilled those ambitions.
Actually, I've never had an ambition in politics. So
you didn't want to be governor of Kaduna State?
I didn't want to be governor. Look, President Buhari, and you can ask him anytime, more or less forced me to run for governor of Kaduna State. I was afraid of running because I've never run for office. I am a worker, Charles. People go and run for office, and they have a difficult assignment, and they get people like me who get it done. Myself, Ngozi, Obi, we are not people that will stand on a podium and tell people to vote for us. We are not like that. That's not our training. That's not our inclination. But after we formed the APC, and I was in the National Executive Committee, I was Deputy National Secretary, and we are preparing for the 2015 elections, President Buhari called me and said,
anyway, so APC, yeah, that's what it is. Good right answer to bad rubbish. But we are watching. I'm interested in seeing this their coalition. It is reported that after El Rufai joins SDP, it is part of the plan that there are some other guys who are going to also join him in SDP. So in the coming days, they said there will be, hot of decampments, like people will be joining what? So SDP going to be their platform now, not Labour Party, not PDP. So to the Ronokus, 2027 is a foregone issue. Tifnubu is so lucky. Even some of these SPV boys in the PDP themselves are kind of like, it seems like the memo is sent out already. It is going to be SDP. Here you get. So would Atiku join them in SDP? Would all these other guys join him in SDP? Time will tell. And it will tell so good, right? So no constitutional change, no demand for the sack of this INEC people, no change in the Electoral Act, just talk, talk, and talk. And that gives some people some people believe that, again, this is just what you pick up from the grapevine, what people are saying, how people are reacting to this. People are saying that this coalition talk, Peter Obi is actually the real target. If somebody that they underrated so bad, so much that they said if he won one single local government area, they should declare him a president. If he scored 100,000 votes, or if he scored 1 million votes, and then within a space of just 6 months of joining a party, something that none of them could try, by the way, joining a party, leaving PDP, joining Labour Party, and within just 6 months, right, giving no shishi, like they say, right, he was able to garner over 6 million as allocated to him by by Yakubu. That somebody like that, right, is a bigger threat to the establishment, in such a way that if he had one or two other, collaborations and all that, especially from the northern Nigeria, it could put a stunt and change the trajectory of politics in Nigeria forever. And this is something that the establishment wouldn't want to happen. So this talk of coalition, this and that, is to see how much of ways they can whittle down that is influenced by first making it look like they were coming together to save Nigeria, and then bring him into the fold, and only to get them all neutralized. So it is Nigeria politics. I am not going to say I am an expert in understanding their tricks and all that, because you can't really gauge them. Oh yeah, sounds plausible. So you, the obedient, you are also yourself, you've been saying that you want to go and contest in 2027. If Peter Obi is running, you are going to go and get your PVC. So you are already what is called the willing to be manipulated, right? All it's going to take is just to probably put Peter Obi's picture, right, as a presidential candidate of, even if it's going to be UNN or MTN. Now you are all ready to roll out, and so how do we control that? That's what some people are saying. How do we control that? It's by pretending to want to build a coalition that's, talk and criticize the government pretentiously, pretend that you want to be part of an election that is going to remove Tifnubu pretentiously, so as to validate wherever it is, because once you get rigged, they will tell you that it is not easy to remove an incumbent. At the same time, remember a man that once bragged that their Muslim stuff will rule Nigeria for the next 20 years. What changed? What changed their mind? Listen to me. I am not a conspiracy theorist. I am a realist. And whether you believe that the coming together of El Rufaya, Atiku, and the rest of them, and then coercing Obi and the rest also into it, is actually for good to remove Tifnubu. I don't. In my own book, it is a coalition of how to further validate Tifnubu. Or maybe I will be wrong, because I have the right to be wrong. You know what I mean by that? I have the right to be wrong, which means maybe if they now push what they call their coalition, listen to this, put their coalition, coerce you, the obedient, into it, to believing that something has to change. Then in the process, you go into a charade again. And then Tifnubu used his own muscle as expected. And this time around, you won't take it, which would then be like a prayer answered for somebody like me Because I believe that except that everything cracks or breaks from within, every effort to break it from without is always going to be so difficult and tedious. So maybe if they can coerce all of you into this arrangement, and if they won't wound the entire system properly, okay, not like the way they lured Atiku into APC, Egbekebe, where he spent over $10 million only for Bokwari to emerge as their presidential candidate, and Atiku had no choice because he sworn to abide by whoever emerged. He will stand by the person. That's how his dream of becoming Nigeria president also died at the time, remember? So they may probably do the same for your Obi, which would be that, okay, you know what, to rescue Nigeria, you don't have to say you want to be president. Let's support the person that I don't know. Or if by any chance they actually pushed your Obi to become the candidate, that would be so great. You know why? Okay. Yeah, it will be so great in the sense that it's going to be like a gamble, right? Where I want to kind of believe that if you now go into the charade, you get shortchanged. It will be difficult for anybody to possibly stop you. And then, yeah, the whole thing breaks down. Revolution, this or that. I mean, I want to say that because election can save you from these people. If anybody tells you the election can save you from Tifnumbu, you are living in a la-la land. So when strange bedfellows comes together that they want to save you, the ideal thing is to run, or me, I will run. Well, I don't know about the rest of you because, like I said, we are not in the majority yet. So those of you who are in the majority of asking for one Nigeria, you need something to break that lie. And that would be maybe the second time. The first time when you believe that you could rescue Nigeria, Tifnumbu happened to you. Events that happened before and after that shown to you that the establishment is always going to find a way around keeping it the way it is, the status quo. So maybe this second time around, if they pull up their coalition and every other thing, another interested group, and Tifnumbu will do what I expect him to do, which is to write the result for himself. Now, maybe you can then become so enraged that if we are not taking it this time around, we could shut everything down. So I have the right to be wrong. But wherever I see the ruiners of Nigeria, the killers of Nigerians, the dream killers, the destiny killers, the looters, right, coming together to say they want to rescue you from another set of criminals, looters, destiny killers, treasury, I know the buyer. I don't buy that. Or if this is your first or second time of watching Mayegun, and you want to ask me, what is your purpose? My purpose is to see them blow themselves up. Yeah, I want to see them burn everything down. And please spare me that pretense, okay? I don't wish Nigeria well. Because Nigeria, as it is structured, never wishes me and you well. If you know this, you know this. You have peace. The rogues ruining Nigeria, running it for themselves, their actions and their inactions. It's never to wish Nigeria well. So I don't wish Nigeria well. If wishes were us, is do right. But wishes don't change anything. So I want to see actions. I want them to, their actions, right? I want their actions to burn them down. Burn the entire place down so that from the ashes rises possibly new nations of enlightened people who will never want to go the path, the same route like they have taken Nigeria. So when you see strange bedfellows come together that they want to rescue you, I don't buy it. Not even where you have a genocidist, a murderer, a sadist. They say this who is also Islamic fundamentalist, extremist, hellfire. So yeah, good luck. Good luck with that. But we are going to go to Rivers State quickly. Okay. Remember yesterday that I think yesterday was the last day of the ultimatum given to Fubara, and therefore by the status of assembly, of course. So Fubara himself invited the State House of Assembly members, the 27 members loyal to Wirewike. However, they rejected it because to them, that wasn't even an invitation. So they gave the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission chairman a 72 hours ultimatum. So they've said his own ultimatum also lapsed this morning. And they've now declared him not wanted, but they've sent the police by issuing an arrest warrant. So they've issued an arrest warrant to arrest the RSIEC chairman, the man that is planning to conduct the local government elections in Rivers State, right, to be arrested and brought before them. As for Fubara, Fubara had a palace commissioning to do this morning. But he also sent a letter to them by saying, I would host you at the government house tomorrow morning. So let's talk about everything. They rejected that, okay? And like they issued arrest warrant for the RSIEC chairman. I don't think they can issue arrest warrant to Fubara. Rather, they will issue an impeachment notice. That's what I think. So one of them, who is among the 27 House of Assembly members loyal to Wirewike, said, day your day to Fubara.
It is time for us to day our day. When the day your day started, our principal said, the time for day your day will come. Day your day has come. Day your day, make we day our day. How can you write a letter and post it on social media and expect us to honor it? No, we're not kids. The governor should write to the assembly in the proper way. That's all. Thank you.
And what is the proper way? So they said that Fubara pretended to send them a letter. Meanwhile, he only posted it on social media where everybody saw it. There was no letter sent to them. So since the RSIEC chairman's time lapsed today, Fubara's time also lapsed today, which means tomorrow and the days after is going to be filled with drama. What was he doing today? Fubara. He was commissioning a palace.
This is Apo Palace, built by our amiable governor, Sir Similaye Fubara, a world-class palace with different offices and hall for the Royal Highness to do his meeting. You cannot see this anywhere. This is what they call world-class palace. World-class palace. And the company is spacious. Security post, but
So a journalist that covered the arrest warrant statement had this to say.
The Rivers State House of Assembly has just issued a warrant of arrest for the RSIEC chairman, retired Justice of the Rivers State High Court, Adolphus Enebeli, and 4 of his commissioners who have not shown up here after the expiration of that 72-hour ultimatum. 3 commissioners resigned within the weekend, and 3 of them showed up. And when I interviewed them, they said, oh, that they were complying with the Supreme Court judgment and that they were disappointed that in spite of a Supreme Court judgment which annulled the election that they conducted, that they were surprised